Welcome back to the MartiniWorks Podcast. We're so excited that you're here on this Friday morning. Welcome back. We're here with Dakota and Gels.
Hi.
Lots to talk about today. First off, we're going to be talking a little bit about spaceships, because that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
That is happening right now.
And then there's like 10 computers in the shop, just so everybody that's listening in. There are, I think, 10 or 11 computers in the shop. Every single one of them has the Twitch live stream up
This is
of
fucking
NASA.
history,
Listen,
dude.
yeah.
This is
And
huge.
I always, since I've been a kid, anything with engines that goes fast is interesting to me, and that's one of the fastest motherfuckers we got, and we launched it, and she was scooting over like 20,000 miles an hour at one point, and now it's just coasting at over 1,000 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's so crazy because you watch the video and it looks like nothing's fucking happening. It's just a painting. But
Is it moving in that?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's a live.
It's going 1,000 miles an hour in that right now.
We are so alone. So to bring it back down to earth so that I don't have an existential
Literally.
crisis, we are going to talk about some new car news. We got some topics that we think would be fun to chat about, including why you might have the wrong car.
Oh, God.
Which is always a fun one. And then, of course, if you guys and gals are looking for car parts, we're closing up April. It's kind of like the last of a lot of really good deals that are going to be running until you kind of get into the fall. So if you're looking for a discount on airlift performance air suspension kits, we have those over on MartiniWorks.com. You can save yourself a few $100s right now if you pick up the kit right now. We also have Koenig Forged on sale for 10% off. Apex Forged is up to 40% off right now. And we've got some discounts on General Tires. We have some really cool rebates and things like that going on. You can get them mounted and balanced, shipped right to your door. And if you check out with Catapult, you get 2% back in an in-cart discount.
That's a win-win-win.
Win-win, triple win. With that being said, Dakota, get us started with today. What are we chatting about?
So I wanted to talk about in the first segment a little bit. What if you're driving the wrong car? How do you know you're driving the wrong car? And if you're about to get a new car, what steps can you take to make sure you don't get the wrong car? Obviously, picking up a new vehicle is one of the most expensive expenditures that we do, besides maybe a house or travel or something like that. But generally, it's one of the most expensive things you're doing. So it's not fun when you get a car and you realize, like, a couple weeks in, like, I hate this, which I've done actually. You'd never guess what brand it was.
What was it?
You'd never ever guess.
Toyota.
Subaru. And maybe that's where this all stems from.
Yep, there
Was,
it is.
I bought a brand new 0 miles or 6 miles, whatever the fuck is on it when they test drive at the lot. Subaru Impreza base model. And I think it was a 2018.
There it is.
Yeah, I know. I don't.
How dare you get the base model of a car and it blow up? That's your fault.
It didn't blow up. It didn't blow up. It was
You didn't own
just,
it long enough.
yeah. I had the exhaust cut off and I put on a Borla and then I was like, what am I doing? This is horrible. I hate this. And I was like, what the fuck? So what are your guys' tips? What are some things now that you've owned, both of you have owned multiple platforms, what are things you look for in a vehicle? What are things must-haves, can't fails?
I think there are things that I've learned. I've stubbornly gotten my way through almost every kind of car that I've owned, but I have realized that people's taste towards a car does not match that they'll enjoy driving it. And I think the best example I ever had was when I bought my wife a G Series Porsche 911. This was a few years ago, but there was a 1982 whale tail, guards red, black leather interior, gorgeous car, like awesome, cool car. Really loved it, and loved the way it looked. Didn't do much history on it because I just figured 911s were notorious for being like the perfect car. Like they're a great driver's car, and air-cooled, they're cool and they're fun.
Sounds good to me.
Which was my first mistake. So I learned about head stud issues only after I had to take care of the head stud issue like 500 miles in, which was like $15,000. And then after that, when we started driving the car, I didn't mind it because I was used to shit boxes being difficult to drive. But like the G Series wasn't inherently like a very easy car to drive.
In
like
what
that
way?
one. The transmission's really tricky. Like the manual transmission is kind of a tricky little finicky thing to get used to because
Clutch, the way it
the
shifts.
clutch pedal is different. The engagement is really different. The gear, like the actual shifters, like fucking, it's like you're driving a semi. You know, it's pretty tall.
Oh, yeah, I like this.
So getting it in the right gear is an experience. There's no, what do they call them, like synchro? There's nothing to help guide. You know, you're going into the next gear, so you can throw it in the wrong gear really easily. And it doesn't have a whole lot of helpers on it. And so it was a very, very analog car. And I think there'd be people that would love to own a G Series and probably hate me for even saying this right now, but it's like, it's a trickier car to drive. And so when we got that car fixed, we ended up selling it. Didn't keep it. Probably should have kept it for the value, but we sold it. Then Becca got 2018 BMW M4 Competition. And that car is insurmountably better for her and probably just better in general.
Very different platform.
Yeah. Because we realized that like old 911, cool. Old 911, not cool to drive.
See, dude, it's so funny you say that too, because when I was in the era of picking up my Mark V Supra, at the same time, I was almost dead set on importing a vehicle, whether it be like an FDRX7 or something like that. Like I wanted some old 90s, Japanese, cool. And I kept flip-flopping in my head because I was so torn between like 90s nostalgia and having new tech.
Yeah.
And I ended up ultimately, obviously, going with the Supra, but it was because I loved all that stuff and I wanted to drive the car. That was the biggest thing. I didn't want to be stopped. I didn't want to be paused. I wanted to be able to take it across country whenever I wanted, not think twice about it, which I did many times. So
I think that's the part that I am gearing towards. Lars had the great idea with his M2 Comp when he had it too. Like he bought a new car, didn't do a lot to it, but he drove that thing everywhere. And like I am slightly jealous of all of the BMW owners and all of the new Supra owners and all of the new sports car people that can just like drive wherever they want and it just works and it doesn't blow up and it doesn't overheat and it doesn't have issues and it does maybe not fall apart and a bolt's not going to randomly come loose. Because like anytime I think about doing that with any of my cars and I'm like thinking about it really hard, there's maybe a car I would take 3 hours and it's the R34.
Oh, yeah, 100%
easily.
take that 3 hours.
That's it.
That
The
one-
rest of them, not a chance in hell.
Surprised you don't want to sell that yet because it works so good.
Well, we'll get into the summertime. I'll really fall in love with it. I'll really enjoy it, and then I'll list it for sale because we can't have nice things.
What about you, Gels?
What's up?
What do you look for in a car? What are some attributes you've picked up that you really enjoy, or things maybe specifically you're like, I don't want this again?
Yeah, I honestly like I look back on like the cars that I've owned and I've kept things like really simple for the most part. It was like I just want a car that like drives good, and it doesn't need a ton of like technology thing. Like even like the FRS was like it was the newest car that I've ever bought. It was 2013. And it's like still had like a standard radio in it, had Bluetooth. That was like about the extent of it. But like, like the seats were like standard manual seats, like Alcantara type, like cloth. It didn't really have any like backup sensors, camera, anything like that. Like cruise control was just cruise control. There was no like lane assist or nothing, no adaptive cruise. Like it was just basic. And I really liked that. But it also like, it kind of just kept things simple overall. Like, as funny as it may sound, like reliability was another big thing too, even though I owned a Mazda RX-8, but I specifically went and bought like the lowest mileage one that I could possibly find that was well maintained. And even with like the FRS too, like it was a one owner like lease car. So like when I got it, only had like 12,000 miles on it at the time. The RX-8 had like less than 50,000 miles on it at the time. Even the BMW that I bought had like 50,000 miles. That was a 2011. So like I always look for as low of mileage as I can usually get, especially when looking at something older, because it's just for the most part it's turned out well for me. Like that's always been the best bet.
For sure. And I think too, when you're picking out a vehicle, what really determines it too is like what this vehicle is for you.
Yeah.
Is it going to be your daily? Are you just having one car? Then that I feel like changes what you should get tremendously.
Yeah, absolutely.
Versus like now it's like I have the 4Runner and it's like if I was going to go purchase a fun car, like we had a SRT4 pop up or been talking about Golf Harlequin and stuff like that. It's like now I'd be willing to sacrifice a lot more of like novelties because I have a vehicle that has those things. So I have that. But if it was going to be my sole daily driver, I don't know if I probably wouldn't just look at those.
Yeah, you need something that balances it out a little bit more. And that was kind of like where the RX-8 kind of came into play. It was like, I had the FRS, and then I was like, man, I really could go for like another like just older fun project because I sold my Eclipse that I had for the longest time.
Yep.
So I had just FRS, and I was like, dude, like finding like a fun old project would be fun, and that's when I started looking for an RX-8 because I realized that they're like, dude, they're like $5,000 or $6,000. Like you could pick them up for pretty cheap at the time, and I'm like, I want to do just some crazy like stuff with it, stuff I've never done before, and that was like the whole purpose of that car was like a car of firsts. Like it was first car I put on air, first car I did wide body, first car I wrapped, first rotary. First car with like a big wing on it. Like it was basically the car first. And that was the whole reason behind that car. But yeah, again, I wouldn't have done that if I didn't have another vehicle to fill the normal void.
Lame. Make your only car the most unreliable, coolest thing ever. Just risk the whole thing.
Right.
Risk it the whole time.
You can do that when you're like 16, 17.
Be that person who's constantly just struggling to make it to the McDonald's.
Yeah, because when you are 16 or 17, that's like kind of your only
that's
your
when
only
you
choice.
should do it. You should do it too because it teaches you a lot of lessons.
You have to do it then.
It's important. It's a canon event.
Yeah, you have to do it then. Don't do it later. Do it when you make all the mistakes and you're like, man, I should have never listened to Alex.
Yeah,
It's
if you're 30, don't do it.
You know what it is? What's weird? I don't know if you guys have this. I have this. I call it the it factor.
Okay.
There's certain cars that I have gotten in and drove, and for whatever reason, I can't even put my finger on it. They have the it factor.
Okay. Like what?
Honda S2000.
Okay.
Mark IV GTI. I was just thinking of another one. 1 second. BMW E30.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I get in those vehicles, and it's like instantly I know, like I'm like, this is it. This is right. This is good.
Yeah.
And I can't put my. Is there cars like that for you guys, like that have the it factor? Something you just really like, but you can't really put your finger on it.
To me, it's the E36.
E36.
Yeah. Like it just feels good. I don't know what about it. Like the 86 chassis, like GR86, FRS, BRZ, like those cars, they got it on lock. Trying to think of one other one that like I've sat in. I'm like, dude, this is good. Honestly, like the S chassis stuff too. Anything right hand drive. Like honestly, like it does feel really fucking cool. The Skyline's cool, dude. Like
I feel like the R34 GTT that has a little bit of the
Yeah.
it factor to it.
Yeah,
I don't
it's like you sit in and you're like,
exactly what it is, but
it's
like
not a
this thing
GTR,
just feels solid.
but it's freaking good.
Yeah,
Like
everything about it feels ergonomical, right? Purposeful.
yeah, that's a good car. That's
It
a
is.
good car.
So it's like if you can score a car like that.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be like the
You're on the-
craziest
you're
car
on the
out
money,
there.
yeah.
If you sit in it, feel right.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think I'm trying to think if there's a car that's kind of like that for me. I think one of the newer cars that I really enjoyed doing just a couple bits and pieces to was like the GR86. GR86 was super solid, like super fun. I really enjoyed it. I mean, I thought it was a great car and stock angle, a little bit of slidey boy. You could have some fun with it. I think one of my favorite like it cars ever probably would be like the 240Z.
Sure.
260, 280, they're all the same. But really, really love the driving experience of that car. That car with like power steering and that engine, it's so fun to kind of play around with. And I think the only other car that I would say that I really had like a true connection in terms of like the it factor, which is kind of an out of wild take, but like I got to drive a 458 once, the Ferrari 458.
Yeah.
And like I always thought that because that was like the halo car in like the Forza days where it was the amount of horsepower per liter and this, that, and the other thing. But I remember it was like, it's just another Ferrari. It's just another Ferrari. It's just another Ferrari. And then I drove it one time and I'm like, this thing is the coolest goddamn car I've ever seen before. Like it's like iconically Ferrari. And then I drove a 488 a few years ago and it didn't feel quite the same. Like the 458 had this like finale to it. Like it was the last kind of analog it factor. I think there is like a touch of maybe like you have to have something analog to connect you with the car. And that can either be like through the motor, the transmission, the drivetrain, maybe how it feels with like the pedals and the steering. But like there's got to be something that like is like 1-to-1. Like you push the pedal down, car go, you know? And when you start getting into some of the newer cars, I think it gets really tricky because there's so many pieces of tech and ECU and warning lights and systems that like are in between you and that experience. You know, it's like you drive a new Nissan Z and the rev hang.
So disconnected.
Yeah, the rev hang is this like massive disconnect between what you're giving the car and what the car is doing. That's why it feels so not it. You know, and you drive an S2000 like with the F22 or the F20 or whatever it is that's in that car, it's right there. You tap the engine or you tap the throttle, boom, she goes. It feels awesome. It feels incredible. The driving feels super tight. But chasing those cars down is I think a rarity.
Yeah, there's the it factor and then the shit factor. And you don't want to be on the side of the shit factor.
Yeah.
What do you think are cars that have the shit factor?
I'm sorry.
That have halo.
Oh, that have halo?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like cars that have a halo effect in the community.
Well, then I would say,
but historically kind of drive like shit.
We've said it a little bit before, but like I truly think the Nissan Z that was just something about it. It had the shit factor. I don't know what it was. It didn't do it for me, but it was put on a pedestal. It was going for over MSRP. People were scooping them up instantly. Even I wanted one super bad. And I couldn't get one from a dealership because they're all fucking sold out and going crazy. I didn't get one. Something about that was a little off. Another one,
The VB WRX.
oh,
Really?
Yeah. Like the newer WRX, like I wanted to like it even though like the body style wasn't there. But it was like, okay, well at least Subaru's still doing something. But yeah, I got to drive one. I was just like, it just kind of like the Nissan Z where it was like, it just feels too disconnected. Like it just feels cheap almost. And I don't have a way to say it.
yeah. There's sides to it. You gotta make sure you're on the good side.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Ask a question. I didn't even know.
You didn't have an answer to your
Car had the
question.
shit.
It is that. I mean, that's the good news. Is there? I don't think there's a ton of cars out there that like fail.
No, but there's things that you like for a car to do. And there are a lot of cars that are trying to like permeate the same segment. So like a sports car, right?
What?
Rear-wheel drive configuration or front mid-engine rear-wheel drive. And it's like there's a lot of cars in that bracket. That does not mean that they all drive the same. It does not mean that they all behave the same.
And what do you think makes like a slow car that you enjoy so fun? Like, why do you enjoy it? You think
Connectivity!
You think that's it?
Yes.
Okay.
There's nothing better than having a shitty car that when you turn the steering wheel, it's right on it. You press the brake, boom, it's right on it. Throttle, boom, right on it. Is it fast? Fuck no. They're slow as balls. A lot of the best cars are the slowest. Like honestly, some of the best cars for everyday folk to drive that are affordable are the slowest cars out there. The reason people love the Mazda Miata, the real secret sauce as to why people love Miatas is because they need something from you. They are begging you to drive them hard. Like they need you to give it something to do anything. Otherwise, they're really slow and boring. So you're forced to drive these cars hard. You're forced to drive an S2000 hard. You're forced to drive a GR86 really hard. You're forced to drive those old like EK Civics that like Night Ride are building. Like you have to just treat them like piss missiles. And because you're treating it like a piss missile, it doesn't like the fact that a car is going fast is not the fun part. It's when a car feels like it's going fast. That's the fun part. And if you can make a slow car feel fast, that is like the best way to keep the hobby in check. Because now you're not crashing into side rails. You're not putting people at risk. You're not going 160 miles an hour on the highway or on the tollways. You're going 73 in an NB fucking banging gears with your buddies with the top down, and you are having a field trip. And that's it. And everybody looks at you like a fucking idiot, and it's awesome.
Same recipe for the Honda Gram. You nailed it. That's exactly what a Honda Gram is.
Literally, it's like
Same
the fast cars are cool, like properly cool, you know. And I appreciate and respect it. I love fast cars, but there is when you're trying to have fun internally, you don't need a fast car. I think you just need a fun car, and you need to drive it hard, and that's where it's like, dude, you want to have fun. Go get some like little old shit box that's slow as balls, but you can just like party on with it. Even like RX-7s, RX-8s too, like RS8, super well balanced, super fun.
Incredibly balanced, yeah.
But yeah, you don't need to spend $90,000 on a M3.
No, yeah, I think that's something I've learned over the years too. Is like money doesn't necessarily equate how good the car is. Like you don't need to just keep spending more with every car you get. You could spend less and get something you like more. And it's same thing. You don't have to have the newest thing that came out. You can get the older generation and potentially enjoy that even more.
Like it's crazy to me how many cool cars are out there that aren't the top trim that people refuse to buy because they're not the top trim. Like because they're not the version that like gives them like the super hype. Like I still think the R34 GTT is a bang on car.
Yeah.
Like super fun. And if you want the R34 chassis and you want the taillights and you want that style, like dude, it's a treat.
Yeah, you can get that.
you don't
A
need
lot less.
yeah, 150 grand is like a GTR is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of money.
A lot of money.
That's a lot of money. You know what'd be cool too? A house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
House would be pretty sick. So with that being said, you guys have to let us know what's a car that you think or that you've driven in the past that you've absolutely loved. Whether
one that you've hated.
and maybe one that you've just absolutely despised and it's changed your entire concept of that brand. Let us know in the comments below. We do want to take a small break, but not before talking about one of our partners of the MartiniWorks podcast, which is, of course, Motegi Racing Wheels. We're very, very proud to have them on the S15 as our drift set. If you guys have been following along with that build, it's been super fun. We did the Kojins in an 18 by 9.5 plus 0 with a polished design or polished finish on it. Looks absolutely killer on the car, which is some of the really cool things about Motegi Racing Wheels is you can get them in a plus 0 offset, which is great for anybody that's trying to drift, wants something that has a low offset but still a one-piece flow form wheel. They're absolutely cool. They're in stock. You can package them up with tires, and you can save like $300 if you do Motegi Racing Wheels and then any sort of in-stock tires that we have at MartiniWorks. So fantastic stuff. Absolutely love running them. They look killer on the car. We love the style that we went with. So of course, if you're looking to get something different, you can check out Motegi Racing Wheels over at MartiniWorks.com. So the internet told me every single one of you agreed with me. There was not a single person on the internet that told me that I should sell the S2000.
Yeah, that's
Really?
false.
Yeah, every person on that short said, Alex, keep the car. Show them what you're made of. Don't sell it. Don't give up.
You're cherry picking.
I'm not cherry picking.
Cherry picking the comments.
Cherry picking would imply that there were people that disagreed with me. Every single person said that not only was I right, that I was very handsome. So with that being said, we should talk about what we plan to use that car for and how should people like use their cars to get the most out of them, because I think different cars have different
100%,
purposes.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the S2000 actually has a really long story, and I haven't actually talked about it in a long time.
True, yeah.
That car's been in my chapter of life since 2015, so about 11 years
Jesus.
now. I know the previous owner. I knew the previous owner before that owner, and the previous owner before that owner.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I've known this car for a long time.
I did.
And Dale Schlitz was the last person to own that car. And I remember doing videos on it under a YouTube channel name called Automotive Millennial. I did a car review, it had drone shots, it had cool music. Yeah, it was sick. The car was on XXRs. It was awesome. And then I ended up buying it in 2021, I want to say, for $11,000. K24 turbo, all the bits and pieces, and then it immediately like blew up.
Yep.
Took it to MA Performance back when we still worked at the previous adventure. Got the car back with a new engine, supposedly, whole bunch of stuff, and then took it to tune, and then it blew up again, which was terrific. That car has since ran not that much, and we now have another K24 turbo that we're putting into it. K24 came from ASM. They do a lot of racing on K24s, so I'm pretty confident in this one. But originally, the S2000 was going to be a Grid Life series track battle car.
Yeah.
So we did the wide body, we put it up to power, and then we ended up running an M4 in Grid Life for one of the events at Road America, and I realized that the class that car would be in needed like 300 more horsepower
Jesus Christ.
to be competitive.
Because it got put in that class because of what?
The aero and the tire width. Yeah. Well, actually, the real big thing with Grid Life is the engine swap.
Oh,
So it's because of that, and then the tire size and all that sort of stuff. So I probably could have kept it naturally aspirated stock body and been in the class that it probably should
yeah,
be
because
in.
what other cars were in that class? It was like Mark V Supras, Corvettes.
Yep,
like-
Z06s, stuff with a lot of horsepower
Yeah.
and a lot of downforce. So we ended up having a tough time with it. It's now sat for a prolonged period of time. We're working to get it back up and rocking for this year. But what I really want it to be for the team is I want it to be a track car. I want the team to learn how to track in the S2000.
Sure.
So we're going to retune it. We're going to put on a modest boost, like 330. Keep it nice and stable, do some test runs, and then allow people, kind of once they climb the tiers of cars that we have here at MartiniWorks, the ability to drive that car learn how to, go out there, learn why the S2000 is kind of a snappy, fun, but careful car to drive. And what's really cool is both Lars and I have our ability to be a passenger, at those track days, because we have the kind of like the experience and we got approval with some of the people that we host with that we can help coach. So it'll be really fun to see if we can get a couple of the people that work here into that car. So that car will be a track car, and it will not be anything else because it's too far in to be anything else.
Yeah.
All right, if you're giving it a redemption arc, I think it needs to be wrapped a new color.
Please.
You guys don't
Please.
like the light sand?
No.
I don't know what color that is, but I think we should get it out of here.
What color should we wrap it?
That's a great question.
That is a great question.
I don't know.
What about
It's tough. You got them green seats in there.
Yeah, I was gonna say you almost need a neutral color with what the
Yeah.
hell you got going on. You need
what
like
about a
black.
slightly darker brown?
No.
No more brown.
No brown. I think
Tried
it
it?
should be like
A
black.
few times.
Black.
Didn't work. Black would be good.
Black?
Johnny Tran.
Just black?
Yep.
Do Johnny Train livery.
With a race livery on it.
Okay,
too.
can we?
yeah.
Okay,
They
how about
have a
that?
good
I just
base.
don't like. I don't like
And you
how
need different wheels.
I don't like how sterile everything is. I do need new wheels. I do need new
I
wheels
think that
on
would
it.
help a lot too.
They're kind of not matchy.
Yeah, they're busy.
What? Can we not do a boring color though? Black's boring.
Well,
Every car
but
is
it wouldn't
boring.
be boring if you put like a nice, cool race livery all on
Yeah.
it. That's where she shines,
You could make it dope. It's just,
dude. You got green seats. You got to replace the seats. What else are you gonna put with the?
You either got to replace the seats or go with a neutral
What you
color.
got? Is, it's not going on. It's not working.
So what about like a lime green?
What?
No.
All right.
I'm okay. I could see. Honestly, best color would probably be yellow. Would be sick. You'd have to get rid of the seats again, but yellow
Dang it.
would be sick. It would look good.
Yellow would be
and-
hot.
You know, like think of like Ray's FDRX7.
Yeah.
And like how that looked yellow
Yeah.
with all like track arrow and stuff on it. That could be that. Put some fender vents in it, maybe in the hood.
I could work with the seats, but long term, I would probably swap them.
Yeah, if you're on the fucking Packers, bud, maybe you can do green and
This is
yellow.
Wisconsin.
Yeah, I guess if there was a spot to do, but I say I think the seats have to go. They're too unique of a color.
That's true. They are pretty out there.
They're cool. I like
like
them,
'em.
and I think the green's kind of neat. It's just really hard to work with anything else.
Fair enough. I'll consider your requests and I'll keep you posted.
Okay.
I will say this. I'm not wrapping the car until the car runs.
That's
Yes,
fair.
that's a good call.
I get it.
I'm really going to leave it physically alone outside of getting it running again.
All right.
I'm trying to set the bar as low as I can because even then I'm probably going to
Does
get
that mean we can
disappointed.
unwrap it in the meantime?
Yeah.
No, because any wrap that
Be a
comes
head
off
start.
any wrap that comes off that car has to immediately be placed with different wraps same day. That's
Why?
going to be the rule. Because I don't want the car to sit any longer than it has to. It's already sat way too long. I can see the dust. It makes me uncomfortable.
There's a lot of dust. You
Yeah.
couldn't even see through the windshield.
Yeah, today I tried to sit in it and I couldn't even sit in it.
Yeah, it's gathered more parts on the inside somehow. I don't know.
It is a visualization
You know,
of what you shouldn't do with a car build.
I tried to give you this tip of like you just put it in the middle of everything, so when you stumble into it enough, you just end up working on it. That didn't work.
You
'Cause
gave me that tip.
There's engines everywhere that we stumble over, and that is still somehow not finished.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, if I could just do that full time.
What is needed? What else is needed? Like the engine's good.
Yeah.
New engine.
Mm-hmm.
Transmission's
You just
mounted
gotta
up
drop
to
it
it.
in.
Uh-huh.
What else needs to be done?
Just got to put it in.
Just put the damn thing in.
Oh, yeah, just
Just
got to
put the
it in.
damn thing in. There's a hoist right there.
Yeah. There is, isn't there?
How much would it take to put that engine back in?
Realistically?
Yeah.
Like an hour.
Jesus Christ. All right, I know what we're doing after this.
How much of a pain? Well, wait, no, it's the same spot.
I know there's a
all
lot
the
more.
wiring and stuff
Yeah.
is the same though,
All the
right?
same.
Yeah, it's a
Well, it's actually easier because we have a wiring specialties harness in there now.
Huh.
Everything just connects right in. So we are going to stall on this for 1 to 2 months, and then I'll report back. I will say this, guys. I'm not a mechanic,
fair.
obviously, right? But I am very excited to hopefully have that car done because when it did run for those 8 laps, it was a treat.
It is a fun car to
And I'm
drive.
holding
That
on
thing
to that
ripped.
fleeting experience.
Yeah, I got to drive that down at Riverside a few years ago, and it was a fun car to rip through the mountains. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, she grip up. Okay, so let's talk about cars and the best way to build them or use them. You know, we have different versions. Obviously, we just talked about the S2000. To be frank and to be very clear, I'm just going to wrap myself out. Don't do any of what I did to the S2000. Keep yours stock as fuck. Like, get yourself the weird high offset, like 17x9 plus 40s. Put some gram lights on it or get some, cool Advans.
And keys.
You have to be so
hard top it and be done with it.
careful buying someone else's project.
Don't buy mine.
You have to be so careful.
Yeah,
It can be done.
I knew it was going to be a problem.
Yeah.
I knew Dale's was going to be a problem. I didn't expect that much problem, which is kind of the problem.
It did kind of snowball.
Well, the first time it blew up, I was like, okay. The second time it started on fire, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, come on. You get, it can give, and then like every time you talk, here's the problem. Here's my big thing with working with like car enthusiasts / mechanics / people that know more than me. I always have an issue because then when something happens, they'll be like, oh, well, I could have told you that. And I'm like,
you should have.
Thanks.
It was in your hands.
even if you told me that and I didn't do it, like, why would you say that? Like, it just pisses me off.
Right.
So I just got to fix it.
Let's go around. Say what your favorite thing is to do with your cars. What's your thing? Whether it's like drifting, tracking, go to car shows, drag racing, cruising, whatever it is.
I think mine was the favorite thing that I ever done with like the FRS was like the road rallies and stuff, like cruising.
That's a good call.
Like,
you killed it on that.
Cruising
too.
with a cause, I guess.
Cruising with a cause. I like that.
Those were really, really fun because it's like you got to drive the car like kind of aggressively. It was like you got to go like sightseeing. So that's what that car was for. It wasn't like crazy low or anything. Had a really good wheel and tire setup on it. Had some Tane Flex Z's on it. So had a good stance to it. And then it was just some simple like cosmetic stuff, exhaust, like simple stuff. But that car was a freaking treat to drive. And because I didn't go like way over the top with one thing or another, I could just hop in it and go wherever, whenever, and not have to really worry about it. That's what I really liked. The RX-8, on the other hand, I loved cruising in that car. But it was like, we're going to go on like a cruise downtown or something like that. And we're going to go grab like dinner. Or we're cruising to like a car show. That was more of a show focused car.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed doing shows with that one. And then the 240, it's like, well, obviously I fucking love slinging that thing around on the up at US Air, which is a ton of fun when it does do it. But yeah, that completely different cars for completely different things.
So Joe's had to go around and get a bunch so he could do a bunch of different things all at once.
Yeah.
Not ideal.
The problem is like transparently, I'm not a huge fan of like just driving. I think it's tricky. So like if you were to say, Alex, you want to sit driver's side or passenger side, like 90% of the time I'd be like, I'll sit passenger. I'm not a big like driver.
Okay.
Unless but racing, I really like to obviously, do that. But there are times where I enjoy driving to disconnect. That's like my big thing. And I don't do it that often, but like every once in a while we'll go up to like the Apostle Islands, right? Up in that area, which is like an hour and a half, 2 hour drive, but it feels like you're in an entirely different country when you live here in Wisconsin. You go up
get
there.
to like a certain part of Wisconsin, it is not.
It does change.
It's different.
It changes. And it is really cool to do. So like there have been times where we've done cruising with the M4. I've even taken the 430 up there. And those times, it's been like, I really love this car. I really wish this car could do this like more often. And so that kind of started, I think it was last summer is when I started to like unruin the Ferrari to try and make it easier to like drive. So we did TCU tunes, we did ECU tunes, we did different deletes to try and fix up some of the suspension bits. And there's still like some things that we need to fix to get it up and rocking. But to me, and but like that's one of the things, right? We have air suspension on it, but the right or the left rear cup on our universal air strut doesn't actually pop to lift the rear. So you kind of have to like give it like a wiggle waggle. Like you have to turn the car to the left and like drive it in a circle to pop the
such a
bellow.
weird issue.
I don't know what.
We don't know what it is,
I
but
don't know
it's
what it is.
something.
The rear of that car just never wants to air up. I don't know if it's because like obviously like the engine and stuff is back there. There's a lot of weight or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we have gone through that system and redone it, reran lines, did bigger compressors, did more tank, like all the stuff you could possibly do, and it still required like 190 pounds in the rear to even lift it.
So then we're talking about like just changing the system, right? Like we're talking about either just like lengthening the rear so that it doesn't require so much air to be at ride height, but then you kind of remove the whole concept of having air suspension.
Yeah, it doesn't air out at all.
And I do like air suspension because it looks really good aired out. But I am more of like cruising in that car this last fall with the TCU fix, which is a transmission control unit, and having it not like bottle up at that 4K RPM route, which is where it was before. Dude, incredible. Incredible. So much fun. Sounds so good. Going to the gas station. All the kids want to get a picture with it. I think that's the coolest thing in the world. When a kid loves your car, that's like to me the top compliment.
Yeah.
Like when a kid that has a Hot Wheels and is like, it looks like your car. That's it. Like you've won. I don't need a 25-year-old telling me my car is cool. I want like the one kid that's like walking with their parents to point at the car as it drives by. To me, that's like the ultimate compliment. But yeah, I mean, car shows are cool. I love doing them. But I love bringing people together. I think being at a car show is only cool if you're with people. I think going to a car show just for like the trophy, I think gets old really fast. And I think you start to want to do different things like autocross or drift or track. But if you're just saying driving for the sake of driving, I will happily take a heated seat in a Duramax and let you drive.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. Gels?
Oh, I was just saying, talking about like these cars, and Dakota mentioned like, oh, you got one for each thing. It's like, man, if I were to get one that could do like multiple things like that, it's like, oh, I'd be confident like taking it to a show and then like to like the drift track or something like that. I remember when we went to Formula Drift Long Beach in 2023. Oh, yeah. 2023. There was Super Street they unveiled like a 350Z build that they were doing like a whole media coverage on, and then they actually like drifted it through the like the course that they had set up at Long Beach. I was like, dude, that car is fucking sick. I have a picture of it here. I'll put it up on the screen here. But dude, like that thing was like perfect. Like that would be like such a fun car to like
I really like that.
Like cruise like with your buddies. You could take it to his show, but then like you could street drive to the track, go drift, come back. Like
does a little bit of everything.
Yeah, it does a little bit of everything, and that's what I always think about when like, man, if I were to do a 350Z build, like do like stock body, good like just normal like 4-piece body kit on it, make it just look dope, make it comfortable enough to like street drive and still go do stuff normally, but be able to get down.
Driving the Z at Riverside, even though it was giving me a couple issues, that was also like a really enjoyable experience.
Yeah.
It was like just cruising around with that because I haven't gotten to drive that a whole lot. I think there's 97 miles on the odometer now. But like I'm trying to drive these cars. Like that's the goal for 2026 is not to work on the cars. Drive the car. Just like enjoy it. That's why we didn't do any paint. We didn't do any of that because I think like that's the one thing I really want to do is just drive these cars more. I don't like working on cars for the sake of working on cars. I like experiencing them, and that's like the most enjoyable thing, which is why it's like the next car we get, I just want a fucking new one so I don't have to worry about the thing breaking 24/7. But then, of course, I am looking at K cars because they're really cute and cool. Dakota, what would you say?
My favorite thing, which I haven't done in a while, I should probably get back to it, is going out and taking photos of my car.
You're so goddamn good at it too.
And well, thank you. And I don't want it to sound that like in a corny way, like to like flex photos on the gram or something. It's not that I enjoy. It's not the posting of them that I enjoy. Yeah. It's going out. I would always search for cool spots. I would wake up at like 5 a.m. because I want to get sunrise right at fucking perfect time, or staying out a little bit later, getting sunset, and finding that perfect time. But then inherently while you're doing that, like you're always driving to these like off-grid locations that are in the middle of nowhere. No one's out there. You're driving on new roads. That's fun in itself. But then when you get to the point that you're like finding on Google Maps or a buddy told you about whatever, and you get out and get to look at your car and then frame it up. I just love that whole process. And a lot of times too, if I was doing like those early morning shoots, I was just out by myself. So you're listening to music, taking photos, you get the shot. Oh, you feel so good about it. Hop back in the car. And naturally, a lot of times, those spots were in really cool locations that were fun to drive. I remember I found some like the best driving roads ever, just by going and trying to find like shoot locations. Because for a while, I had my Dakota Stone photography, and I needed to find locations because people would hire me to go shoot their vehicle. So I'm always constantly looking for different spots, and I really enjoyed doing that. It was so calm, it's so peaceful. No one else is out. It's just you, sunrise, in the car. So I'd really like to do that again.
When we did the Riverside shoot that Friday morning, that was the first time I think I've done something like that in years.
Yeah, and it was
and
nice.
that was
wasn't it?
fun.
Mm-hmm.
That was
a really
so
good time.
cool, and the photos were so. I always like my happy little like Alex moment is when we're out shooting for like MartiniWorks, and then Dakota whips out the camera, and I see him like taking like just a couple, not a ton, but take a couple and kind of go on his merry way.
Backwards.
Yeah, hat goes backwards. When Dakota puts the hat back, dude,
He's cooking.
Yeah, dude,
he's on.
Yeah, you got to get in the viewfinder.
He's in there, and then like 2 weeks go by, and then all of a sudden I'll get a message on Slack, and it'll be like, hey, some photos are done, and they're like always the most iconic,
Just
cool ass, well colored photos every single time. Like the ones that you took of, I didn't forget, but I've always wanted to post them. I should probably put them up here, but like. The photos you took of the 430 and the Datsun next to each other at the Gatlinburg cabin last year, those are like my favorite photos because those two have never been photographed together.
Oh,
that's the only time those two cars have ever been photographed together. And you do such a good job with that, and I can tell that you care a ton with it too. So
yeah, I enjoy it, and it's not because I was good at it. It's because I've done it 5 billion times. I used to go out every single morning. I get done with work. I work till like 2 a.m. or I was working till 5 a.m. for a while, and I was like, I would get out after work and I would just go shoot, and doing it in repetition. And you figure out what works. You figure out, more importantly, what doesn't work, and you just learn habits, and you can keep increasing what you do and making it better each time. But yeah, I love that. I think that is my favorite way to enjoy a vehicle, is going out, getting lost, and just framing up a good picture.
Hell yeah. Well, we're going to take a small break, but not before talking about another partner of the MartiniWorks podcast. Gels, take it away.
And of course, Fortunato. You've heard us talk about it before. We're going to talk about it again. We're going to keep talking about it because we love Fortunato suspension. We actually reached out to them at the start of this whole shindig and the start of the podcast. We're like, hey, you want to sponsor our podcast? It's going to be really cool. And they're like, hell yeah, we do. They make some fantastic aftermarket coilover solutions for a ton of different vehicles and even some off-road stuff now, which I think is actually really neat. But whether it's the 500, which you can run pretty much on your daily driver with some hyper-focused track driving if you want to do that as well. Or if you want to really, really dive into the track stuff, the 510 is a great option as well. But they've been a fantastic coilover for all of us. We've ran them on multiple vehicles, all of our personal ones at some point or another, and they've been incredible. They are hand-assembled right in Virginia. We went down and saw how they were made and the processes that they go through and some of the custom stuff that they do and all the stuff that goes into manufacturing a Fortunato coilover, and it's really, really impressive, and they really do truly care about the product that goes out the door every single day. So really incredible stuff. Like I said, they're pretty much a lifetime product at this point because you can get them serviced, you can get them rebuilt, you can actually upgrade them if you get the 500s. And be like, man, I really should have got the 510s. No worries, you can literally upgrade your coilovers to a 510. They're kind of modular at that point, which I think is a really cool thing as well. So if you haven't checked out Fortunato yet, really recommend doing so. We have them over at MartiniWorks.com. And of course, we can't thank Fortunato enough for sponsoring the MartiniWorks podcast.
Welcome back to breaking news. I have some breaking news.
Okay, what do you got?
Ford off just doing extra credit stuff in Germany lately.
There has been like a
They're going
battle
dummy.
at the Nürburgring lately.
Yeah, and it's all
And
the
it's
domestic
insane.
brands just
Yeah.
trying to beat the crap out of each other. It makes me giggle. So they ran a 6-minute, 15-second Nürburgring record, which for America, I'm pretty sure that is the fastest domestic car to ever partake in the ring race. I watched the whole video because I was trying to figure out how the hell do you make it around that track in 6 minutes and 15 seconds?
Right.
Outside of the obvious fact that it's going buku crazy on the back straight, the driver, the whole time, I watched the whole video, there is only one instance in that entire 6-minute lap where there is a smidgen, just a smidgen of oversteer. And that is the final corner coming in to hit the 615 mark.
Jesus.
The entire time he's racing on that track, I'm watching the telemetry data. I'm listening. I have like the sound turned to max. And like Becca's like, what the hell are you watching? I'm like, I need to hear if this car is going sideways, like at any point. Dude, the thing was gripped up the whole lap. And like if you watch some of like the ZR1X and the ZR1, like their big thing was that they ran those records with like quote unquote normal drivers.
Sure.
I mean, they're still like engineers. They were still like product managers for Corvette. But you can kind of like see it in their driving behavior. Like there's like that whip oversteer. There's some times where they're not braking as hard as they need to, and they're kind of like course correcting. Ford was like, nah, fuck that. We're putting the best driver we possibly know in that passenger seat, and ran a 615, which is just insane.
The Mark IV Ford GT looks pretty gnarly too. Like it's a gnarly looking. It just looks like if engineering was a car. That's what that
So
thing
like
looks like.
this was like they took. I guess I don't know a whole bunch about this because like they haven't made that car in a long time. They only made like so many of them, and that was back in like what 2016,
I can't remember, to be honest with you.
And this one is like a very very highly modified like race car version
Yes,
of it. Correct? Yeah.
But it's sick, dude. Like, I think they've been doing this for a minute now. But like how the hips of the car have this like gap, and there's a hole like through the car to the wing. Like it just looks like it was molded in a wind tunnel completely.
I remember when they first launched that car. And Ford at the time was a huge sponsor of EAA here in Oshkosh. And obviously we went every year. My family went every year. And they would have a massive Ford booth. Like it was like the Ford like Plaza before it was like the Boeing Plaza and all that kind of stuff. And huge booth. And they had like all the new stuff, all like the new trucks, cars, Mustang. But they had the GT there the year that it came out. And they had it literally like, I think they had one like vertical, like on like the wall, and then they had one on the like carousel like thing. And dude, I remember seeing that car in person, and I just could not fucking believe it. Like I'm like, dude, that is the most badass car like ever
Be a
made.
blast to drive.
So there's some really cool things about it. So one, it has a big chunk of power, 3.8 liter twin turbo V6, 820 horsepower. So it ain't playing around much there.
Okay.
But the crazy thing is the amount of aero. So it makes 2,400 pounds of downforce at 150 miles an hour.
I wonder what like a Camry makes for comparison, like for downforce.
Can you just do they record those stats?
Is that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna search this. Hold up.
Find that info.
Is this like a standard testing?
Like 1 pound of downforce at 50 miles an hour.
There's obviously there's some things called like adaptive spool valve, which is the Mark IV uses a Multimatic adaptive spool valve damper, which adjusts damping rates up to 1,000 times per second, which is absolutely just crazy. The driver has experience on the Nordschleife. It's got obviously full carbon fiber chassis and weight reduction. The Mark IV is 400 pounds lighter than the Mark II for reference. So yeah, I mean just crazy. Obviously, the rule books of the Nürburgring, you know, if it's a pre-production car, production car, those sort of things allow Ford to get wild with it. But you know, if you want a Mark IV, I guess the low price of $1.7 million, and they're all sold out already. So
You cannot find the downforce numbers of standard traffic.
I think like we're gonna have to switch to that.
Someone, excuse me.
Holy shit.
he's dying.
Someone needs to do that. Someone needs to start like wind tunnel testing just regular traffic.
Well, it's because
I just want to know those numbers.
Getting crazy. So if we do have another number of reference, like how much downforce it's generating, so you can put that power down, be gripped, I think that would be kind of cool. But like, I need a base. I need like.
Imagine
I don't know what that really means. How much?
I feel like that could be such a good like marketing tactic too, right? Like say like Ford, they came out with like the GTD for instance. Maybe they did this, but it's like yeah, it comes with 1,500 pounds of downforce. That's like a marketing number. I'd be like, that's kind of fucking sick.
Damn, that bitch heavy.
Yeah. Maybe no one really cares about it. Maybe no one really knows what that means. But
I need the baseline first. I don't understand how good or bad that is. So, more news. it's kind of like good / bad news, mostly bad, somewhat
God.
good. Audi, after 50 years, 50,
Don't say it.
they axed the 5-cylinder. No more 5-cylinder engine. However, there still has been like plenty made. So you're going to see it for the next few years, but they're just not progressing with it further. So the good news, there's a rumored 25th anniversary Golf R coming out, and they're going to put that 5-cylinder in the 25th anniversary
That
Golf
would be
R.
has any Golf come with a 5-cylinder before ever?
Not that I know of.
That would be fucking crazy.
Yeah, that would be crazy. It'd be
Would
sick.
it be all-wheel drive too? Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, Golf R all-wheel drive.
Dude,
so
that would be sick.
It's practically
it
a
would be-
mini
How
RS3.
much do you think? Yeah, how much do you think something like that go for?
Well, now Golf Rs are going, dude, it's going to be
think it's like a
north of
50?
$60K.
More than 60, you think?
I think with the 5-cylinder.
Holy
Well, think like
fuck.
I feel like that's Supra MSRP,
Yeah.
and I feel like somewhat comparable there, especially if you're going up with a bigger
It's just
engine.
crazy to
And
think about it.
yeah, it is. But I think it would be a killer car. The only thing though is it's going to be paddle shifter because they announced no
Right.
more manuals, I
Right.
believe, too. So still really cool. And I think that's an exciting way for it to go out. But yeah, from what I was reading online, it said expect to still see them on certain showroom floors because
Is anyone else making 5-pots right now?
I know. Volvo.
Volvo's still making them? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there's still hope.
Volvo's got some cool cars.
They do.
They're
And
too
they
much.
and they kind of just chill about it.
They're
They
just-
don't really brag.
No, they're just expensive.
Yeah, they just kind of exist because they can. Like,
And
Yeah.
they don't generally look that insane. So it's like Volvos kind of look like regular traffic a little bit. They have a little bit of that, but then underneath they are a wolf in sheep's clothing. Those things are gnarly.
I think the XC90 has been made for 20 years and has only seen 2 generations. But the 2 generations look identical.
damn.
Like there's like slight changes to them.
I love Volvo.
know what?
You
wagons.
can't tell if it's a 2006 or 2026.
You know what car I've been seeing a lot lately that I've actually been coming around to quite a bit and I think would look really good just lowered on some wheels?
C8 Corvette.
The Genesis G70.
Ooh, yeah,
Like,
I agree.
I fucking love the headlight design on like the new Genesis stuff. And I think those cars specifically, like lowered on some wheels. I think we actually saw one in Gatlinburg. That's what did it. I was like, holy fuck, that looked good. What was that? I was like, that was a goddamn Genesis.
Yeah.
Those cars look good.
They're
And they
pretty
kinda scoot.
expensive
And
too, aren't they?
I don't know what I don't know
Yes.
what the power is, but I know like they're nice on the inside too. Like,
Oh yeah,
those
yeah.
cars are
They went pretty luxury
Yeah.
with that whole side of things.
it's like
Yep.
oh good.
Well, Genesis owns Boston Dynamics, so we can expect that, and 49 other companies.
You mean the
49.
the companies that make like the weird robot dogs?
That's them.
That's wild.
Yeah, at the New York Auto Show, they had it on
What they
display.
be doing with those?
They had it on display to like show. They had like a real dog, and then they had their Boston Dynamics dog, and I was like, "Get that Black Mirror bullshit." I was wait from me.
Yeah.
I watched that one episode of Black Mirror, and I will never, I will never be
There was-
good with it again.
There was some random booth down at, again, EAA last year. Maggie and I were walking through the grounds, and there was like one of those robot dogs.
Oh, I
It was like
missed
running around and like doing handstands and flips and shit. Maggie's like, get me the fuck away from this. She's like,
They're
I like,
scary
She's like,
looking.
I legit don't want to go over there. Like,
I don't know what it is, but yeah,
We
there's
gotta make
something
robot
really
dogs.
unsettling about them because they kind of have like animal-like joint movements,
Yeah.
but then it's a robot.
it's super
and it
aggressive.
doesn't have a face.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it. Maybe it's the fact it doesn't have a face or anything to it, so it just is like this headless
Yeah.
creature clanking around.
Metalhead
It
is
makes
the,
all those sounds.
is the episode.
Yeah, I don't like it. We don't got to make robot dogs. It's fine.
Yeah, but we should keep making 5-cylinder engines, Audi.
Yes.
I don't know why we're stopping that. I wonder
So-
if they're playing. Maybe they're going to do 7-cylinder.
7-cylinder would be.
I hate that
Interesting.
video. I just was looking back.
You
at
gotta
it.
stop watching.
Oh, it's so bad. I like Black Mirror because it reminds me of what I don't want the world to become, and I have a finite amount of time before I dip and find a random piece of land in the middle of nowhere where nobody can find me.
Yeah, fair enough.
Any
Other
other
news-
breaking news?
Yeah, in other news, I reminded myself why I keep myself out of the garage because I got myself into the garage the other weekend.
Yeah, how'd that
And
go?
honestly, it went pretty good. But I got sidetracked heavily. I think I told Dakota about this. I wanted to say it on the podcast because this is just, I think everyone can relate on how this goes. Garage has been collecting a bunch of shit, just random boxes Amazon boxes, whatever it gets in the house. We're like, oh, we'll take it out in the recycle later. So we throw the box on the garage, and then this doesn't. So I was like, I had a bunch of like wheels and stuff that were laying around, tools laying around, boxes, all this shit. So I was like organizing. I'm like, I'm going to go out, organize garage. I was doing a really good job. And then I came across a couple boxes of some parts that I bought for my motorcycle. And in there was my universal license plate light that I didn't install when I did the tail tidy on the bike. And I was like, shit, you know what? I should probably just throw that. Like, it had all the stuff to like put it in. It was a pretty straightforward install. I just forgot to do it when I put the tail tidy. I'm like, all right, ADHD brain, I'm just going to do it quick.
Yep.
Because then I can
Quick
throw the
side
box.
project
I can
down
throw the
there.
box out then.
Yep.
So
Right.
if I put this on, I can throw the box out.
Boy, math.
And it was literally like, okay, you put the thing in between the license plate, you drill a little hole into like the block off plate, and then the two wires literally get like spliced. They have like little wire tap things. They get spliced into the positive and negative of the wiring that is already in there. Literally just put it in, you screw a little cap on, good to go. I'm literally watching they have a really nice how-to video on how to do this. Guy literally says, make sure you don't drop the little screw top because they're really small, and if they fall and you're going to drop it, you're never going to find it. I was like, well, duh. As I say that, what do? I drop the fucking screw tap.
Oh, my God.
And it falls into the bike. Somewhere.
It's gone.
I didn't hear it hit the ground. I'm like, it's fucking in the bike. I got to really know the rear section of my motorcycle for the next hour and a half as I'm tearing everything. I'm tearing the fucking fairings apart. The batteries coming out. Wiring harnesses are getting moved out of the way. Other plastic pieces are coming out. And finally, I'm looking at the ground through my bike. And I'm like, it ain't fucking in here. I don't know where it is. I accept defeat. I'm like, I just wanted to get this done. I'm going to finish it. So I walk back into the house. Maggie's like, how's it going? I'm like, good. I started on a completely separate project and it went wrong, and I have to go to the parts store now. It's like, okay. So I run down to O'Reilly's. You know how much those little fucking wire taps are?
How am I?
They're not 50 cents like I thought it'd be. $15 for a pack of like
wild.
4 of them. So my quick little side project to throw a box out turned into a whole like afternoon of shit. And yeah, got done though.
That happens.
It happens.
It definitely happens to the best of us.
That's why I just don't work on it. You know, I just
And that's
look
why
at
it just sits
Yeah.
for years.
But it was nice out. It was nice out. I got a beef stick and an energy drink on my way back. I was
you
a
go.
happy boy. The
It all
garage,
worked
the garage
out.
is a little more clean.
There
The
you
bike
go.
is good to go. It was a day.
That's how
Good.
projects go. You just gotta. If it says it's a 20-minute job, it's never.
A couple years ago, me probably would have blew a fucking gasket if that happened. I just accepted my fate. I was just like, "This is I did this to myself, and I'm just gonna make the most of it."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's tough because you start working on stuff and you try to make like a casual project. It's never casual.
It's never.
And then the
I was
stuff
like,
that
this
you
would be
have
the
to
easiest thing.
and the stuff that you have to do isn't casual either. So you're stuck between a rock and a hard place of like, okay, so I can make this an optional activity to do, which is small and easy, and then it becomes difficult and painful. Or I can wrap up my entire weekend in doing this thing that I don't want to do, and chances are it's not going to get done either.
Right.
Or I can play League of Legends ARAM and forget about both.
Never played League of Legends.
With that being said, we hope you guys enjoyed the MartiniWorks podcast this week. Let us know what you want us to talk about next week. And of course, truly enjoy all the support and all of the care that you've given to the website. Building your car with us means the absolute world. If you picked up wheels and tires, thank you. For everybody that leaves notes in your orders, we read every single one of them. And it always means a little bit special extra when you get to say that you came from the podcast. So thank you so much. We do want to give one last shout out on the MartiniWorks podcast. Dakota, please take it away.
Conti. Yeah. Continental, baby. Some of the best. If you're looking for rubbers, they got every size imaginable and a tire for every situation. Head on over to MartiniWorks. Take a look at the Extreme Contact Sport 02 or the DWS 06 Plus. There's some other ones in there, but those two are my two personal favorites. So I'd suggest running those if you need a good all season or if you need a fun tire for the summer here. Both those tires are you're gonna be happy with what you drove. You know, those tires will make you smile from ear to ear, from coast to coast, from land to sea. Nope, don't drive in the ocean. Don't do that. They won't do that. That's a disclaimer.
We don't know yet.
Do not drive in the ocean with those
tested
tires. But in all seriousness, we appreciate Continental. We love them, and we run them on our personal vehicles because that's how much we love them. We wanted them to be a sponsor of the MartiniWorks podcast because we ran them on our cars. We've taken them on the track. We daily them, and we've done all seasons with them. I've rode them in the snow. I love my Viking Contacts. Those are some of my favorite tires ever. So if you need a set, head on over. If you need help picking out what set you want, we'd be more than happy to help. And thank you guys so much for listening to the podcast.
Bye.
Have a good weekend. Bye.